Okay, so welcome everyone. My name is Donald McCarthy. My pronouns are he, him, and we are playing Monsterhearts 2 with the Gauntlet. And we are playing in Lauren McManamon's Ballhir setting, which is in Codex Code from last year, I think. So that is a small town set in the west of Ireland in County Mayo. Population 400, so really small town. So yeah, I guess let's do some introductions from our players and then and hear about their characters as well. So Dan, you want to introduce yourself and your character?
Sure. My name is Dan Pusel. I use he, him pronouns. Today I am playing Owen Fannin from the Queen playbook. Owen, I think, may have been just out of country, off on holiday during the last part of this continuity when things went terribly wrong for his family, and he is fresh back in town.
Great. Sarah, how about you?
Sarah, you she, her, and I'm playing Maureen Doyle. She's a Selkie. Was here for like maybe a month last time. Saw a guy get an axe to the back of the head and a bunch of other stuff. Went home for a bit and I think has been sent back. I'm imagining like a dragon coming up out of the water and like leaving that space empty has maybe changed things in the Deep Kingdom as well, but we'll
see. Okay, cool. Sabine.
Hi, my name is Sabine. I use any pronouns. I am going to play Ajit Daniel, who uses the Unicorn playbook. I imagine since he is hunted almost, his family has been hunted almost to extinction, he has come, somebody told him that he should maybe hide out in Ballhir from the hunters that are after him. So he'll join for the new class. Yay!
Okay, so I guess what we should do is establish some backstory that joins us all together. Who wants to start? I don't think there's any preferred order, but do we want to go around the table again? Start with Dan, if you feel up to it.
It's fine with me. Yeah.
So for the Queen, right, you have two pieces of backstory, right?
Yes. Yes, there should be. Sorry, I misunderstood what you were asking, and I'm looking for that on the sheet right now. Backstory. 3 side characters who are members of my gang, and I gain a string on each, and I find someone threatening, and I give them a string on me and take a string on them. Let me see here. I think oh golly. I tell you what, can you come back to me? This is going to take me a moment to parse.
Sure, no problem. Sarah, how about you? I know in the previous run we had assigned some of these backstory, but given that those people aren't around, we can take a completely fresh swing at it.
All right, so I have seen somebody swimming, and that gives me a string on them. Who went swimming in Ireland, in the ocean?
It happens.
Doesn't one do
it? 2 weeks ago, but it was, summer, so it was merely freezing and not, insanely cold.
I mean, I could have done that probably because I didn't know that you didn't go swimming in the winter in the ocean in Ireland. It was pretty cold. But
I'm kind of, So I'm thinking about keeping the other one. That someone has my pelt, but making it like I have given it to them.
Okay, yeah. As like just a token with no mechanical.
Or like, well, no, probably with the mechanical stuff too, but just the tone of it would be different.
Okay, yeah. So you gave it to them.
So yeah, if you want to have gone swimming, that gives me one on you, and your name is Ajit. Did you like really go swimming, or was it just let me test the water? Oh no, it's way too cold.
I think it was like, I want to go swimming here. Oh my god, the water is so cold. But I will try it anyway, because you can't just let the water dictate what you do. Some kind of stuff like that. So it was stubbornness, sheer stubbornness. He went into it and he splashed around a bit, and then he went out and was like, oh my god, it's so cold.
Cool.
Is that the usual response Marine sees from people who dare themselves to get into the water?
I mean, probably not around here,
Okay.
but I think the tenacity of that is interesting. So like I am going to make this work for me.
Oh, and when he left the beach, he found somebody who dropped a Coke can or something, kind of a beverage, and he took that with him.
What a unicorn.
Okay. For Ajit then, what's any backstory you want to fill now?
I have two. I have someone who wants to take something from you, ask them what, and gain a string on each other. Or I have the alternative is someone's in love with you and has told you about their feelings, gain 2 strings on them. So I'm open with whatever.
So who wants to jump on those?
Can you repeat the first of those?
The first was someone wants to take something from you, ask them what, and then gain a string on each other.
I think I can fill that role, if that's
Cool.
all right.
Yeah, what do you want to take from me?
Your independence and freedom.
Oh, nice. Okay.
What does that mean to Owen? Is that like be a part of my clique or come under my power, or?
Oh, I think sort of be a part of my my clique. Join the group. Join my dance team.
It's not like that Owen is one of these hunters that's actually after Ajit.
Oh, no.
Okay. And what was the second one for Ajit, the second backstory? You're muted.
Too bad. Someone's in love with me and has told me about their feelings. Gain 2 strings.
Guess it's me.
Ooh, nice.
So tell me more.
It was probably right after you went swimming, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. And was that something random, or did we already know each other?
It doesn't specify.
I mean, it could just be something like. Sorry. Go ahead.
Just like we're both not from around here.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. It might have thrown us together a little bit.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe.
And I think it was like she told you she admires you.
Okay. And I think Ajit does not know how to handle something like that, something that forward. I mean, it's honest, and he admires that.
I mean, it was not well expressed.
Well, yeah.
It was very like nervous and not awkward, but quiet.
I think that's what he said, that he admires that you were that honest and that much in touch with your own feelings.
Mutual admiration, then.
Yeah, mutual admiration. I like that. I mean, he really likes that she just came up to him, but he doesn't know where to put this right now. And he will have told you that he is not sure yet where to put this. But he would like to know more about her.
Here.
Sorry?
Do you remember what happens with the strings here? Is it you get 2 on me, or?
I gain 2 on you, yeah.
Okay, great. So I think back to Owen. So the first one of your backstories is to get 3 side characters into your little clique. Who are you looking at?
I have made them up whole cloth.
Okay,
that's
cool.
All right. And I've named them Evie O'Downey and Brody and Esme Haneen, the Haneen siblings.
Okay. And what kind of a clique is this in terms of the choice that you've made for them?
Oh, they are a talented group of contemporary dance performers.
Okay, cool.
For high school.
There's definitely a performing arts thing going on in this town, right? There's been a band and other things going on. So yeah, cool. And yeah, I guess, are you in terms of that clique? Obviously, you're the boss. But is it a bit more collaborative and in the dancing, or is it Owen rules everything, social and dancing?
I think Owen has a strong hand in this. This is his passion project, and he is a little controlling of these folks. They're all maybe a grade level below, or a class below him, so they're all underclassmen. And yeah, I think he uses that to his advantage. He's socially domineering.
Okay. And I guess the final one is, who do you find threatening?
Does anyone want to volunteer? In that case, I think I find Marie threatening.
Why?
I don't know. That's a fine question, and I don't know.
Okay, because my last one is, you've given someone your pelt. and that's you, which is interesting.
I apologize. I missed that you had given me your pelt. I was looking at pictures of Irish
I think it works.
Okay.
Just makes the dynamic complicated.
So did the gift of the pelt come first, or second? Is the pelt like a peace offering, or some way to placate Owen, or is there a different dynamic going on?
I think she probably fell in with him because she was very much disillusioned when she left last time, and your dance group is maybe like a reminder of why she ever wanted to come here in the first place, like that the beauty that you can find there.
I think maybe you maybe your the earnestness of the feelings with which you gave me that pelt is a little alien to Owen. It's a little strange, doesn't really know how to process that. It's a stretch.
It makes sense to me. Yeah. Okay.
She's also a very good singer.
That's also, yes, a good talent, because we do contemporary dance, which is maybe not marketable in this market, but singing, I would imagine, is going to be a little more popular and probably puts Owen a little off of his game.
Okay, so I think that's everything for backstory. There's some, I think, for Unicorn. I want to hear what people should never.
Oh, well, what people should never, I have taken, people should never lie, and people should never hurt the environment, and people should never gossip. That's just, all of this is just so disrespectful of the world and each other. That's not okay with Haji.
Okay, cool. I think that's the only other move I need to ask questions about. Yeah. Okay. So I think it's time for my favorite phase, the awkward questions. I think today I want to kind of concentrate on how small this little town is. So, yeah. So, Owen, what secret have you tried and failed to keep from someone very specific, presumably?
I think while I was away, I've come back and I've said I was out studying important art and dance, and it did not go well at all. Any sort of coursework I took, it was a failure. And so that's my secret. And who did I try to keep that from specifically? I think I tried to keep that from, oh, are my parents alive at this point? I'm not sure what's going on with the Fanons.
Yeah, so like none of the Fanons died in that.
Oh, okay.
It was a pretty soft coup. So yeah, your parents can still be around if you want them to, or maybe you were living with your cousins. I don't know. It's completely up to you.
Oh, yeah. I think I have been living. Let's see here. So yeah, I think the obvious choice is I was trying to keep that from my family at large, in specific my parents.
Okay. And I guess, how did they find out?
Oh, I confided in. I think I confided in one of my dancers, and they word just sort of traveled. And it eventually reached one of my cousins, and one of my cousins sort of passed it along the family lines until it did reach sort of everyone in the family.
Okay, so who is that who sold you down the river?
That would be Esme. Esme sold me down the river. As far as my cousins, I don't know them quite yet. Probably.
It could be Aisling,
Could be. I think it is.
Sorry, Asher. Okay, cool. Maureen, what routine in this village do you love?
I feel like the dance team comes to school early or stays late or something to practice. So I always go and watch.
And is that something you discovered by accident, or were you invited, or how did that come about?
I probably discovered it by accident the first time. Have I been invited? Maybe I just kept coming.
I think you've probably been noticed. You've of course you've been noticed, but not outright invited. Just sort of acknowledged.
And I'm going to follow up on that by wondering, has Maureen noticed a shift in the relationship between Owen and Esme recently?
It's probably affected just maybe not her dancing, but how he corrects her, or just their dynamic during practice. So I think, yeah.
And yeah, okay, we'll get back to that, I'm sure. Ajit, what's the downside of living in a village where everyone knows what you had for breakfast? Or it seems whatever you do is around town by lunchtime.
I think it's that Ajit often notices things that he cannot stand, like people lying or gossiping, and he always wants to make a stand, and that comes off poorly, I imagine, with this tightly knit group, that this stranger, this weird fellow who's not from around here, comes up and says, "Hey, you really think you should talk about Mrs. McCluskey like that? Would she like that? Would you like it if people gossip behind your back?" And of course, now people are gossiping about him behind his back, and well, it's not that easy anyway.
And for Ajit, is it like the very fact that they're gossiping is bad, or does he see any kind of harm that maybe these people don't intend? How, in terms of like what he disapproves of, how much does he see happening unintentionally?
I think he thinks that people, when they're gossiping, they're causing harm, maybe without meaning to, but they are talking about somebody, and not mostly gossip isn't like, "Listen, did you notice what nice things Marie did with her ducklings?" It's mostly like, "Listen, have you heard that Marie drowned one of her ducklings by accident?" And that's just this impulse to lord it over people, to tell bad things about people, to gang up even on people. I think that's what he really disapproves of.
Is there anyone in town that you, or in your class, that you have convinced to stop gossiping because of your kind of strongly held views?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I really have to know more about these people to say, "Hey, I convinced this guy." But maybe one of the dancers, probably not Esme, but one of the others, because this whole gossiping really got back and bit Owen in the ass, right? So maybe one of the other dancers are convinced that maybe gossiping is not the right way to talk about people.
Okay. So is that Brody or Evie? Do you have any thoughts?
Maybe Evie is a Ebony. Are these names written down anywhere? Can I look at them?
They are on your. Yeah, I'll write them in the chat.
Cool.
They're in the character sheet, but I will.
Okay, that's good. I think maybe maybe it's Brody.
That's what queens do, right? They, or maybe that's how people describe, contemporary dance in the west of Ireland. Some kind of a cult, weird stuff. Both of these things can be true. Okay. Okay. Let me think. Owen, how has, you weren't here for the coup, but how has life changed for you now that kind of the normal kind of grown-up world power has shifted from your family to the Moors?
I think it's become a lot less pleasant. In general, the family members who work in the different areas around town are not, business is not going as well. Owen has been asked to pick up an evening shift at the not a diner, at the pub. Is that right?
Sure. Yeah.
All right. And that's new. He'd been kind of just cruising along with a fair amount of wealth in his family, and now that is no longer the case. Things are on a downhill slope.
Okay. Maureen, do you have any ideas, or do you know why you were specifically sent back here from the sea? You know, where everything was, nice and peaceful.
I think like when whatever the dragon's name is, when they say it again.
Murisk.
Risk. When they came out of the lake, it left like not quite a power vacuum, but there's a change in the water, and the Deep Kingdom noticed, and like I was the only one who'd ever been up here before, even if it was by accident the first time. So they sent me.
So, like, find out what's happened, or see if we're under threat, or is there some kind of mission statement?
I think find out what happened and if it can be used to our benefit. I don't think like Marine was the best choice for this mission, given her personality, but she's the one that's here.
Okay. Cool. Okay. And Ajit. Like 5 or 10 miles down the road, there's the thriving metropolis of Westport, which is like, I don't know, 6,000 people maybe. An actual small town, but what what can you do there that you wouldn't really be able to or want to do here in Ballhir?
Like, why would I go there?
Yeah, why would you go there? Yeah, I guess. Or do you feel freer to do something there that you can't here?
Maybe I would go there to. Maybe there's some kind of restaurant, some Indian Pakistani restaurant where I can eat some food with spices in it, which I probably won't get in the pub in Ballhir.
No. Okay. And does that like feel like kind of home in terms of where you used to live, or is that just do you know people there? Is that
I don't know people there, no, okay. But I'm a bit homesick, yes. Yeah, I mean, I've been sent to this tiny little Irish village to be safe, but sometimes I'm feeling very homesick.
And is there anything there that gives you pause that maybe you're not safe? The bigger and bigger a place gets, the less and less safe you might be.
There are always people watching me in the city. Like, I feel that there are people watching me, and there are people watching me in Ballhir, but that doesn't feel as threatening. There are no real strangers in Ballhir. Everybody knows everyone.
Okay. Well, I think that's enough to get us going. How about we do a quick opening scene, and then we can take a break on the hour. That sounds good for people. Yeah. Okay. So I think we have like the school day is kind of just about to begin. There's still smatterings of snow on the ground, but there's the thaw is definitely occurring. Maybe the lake is higher than it usually is, because all of this mountain snow is melting. So the kind of town seems not quite waterlogged, but the river is full, and the water level is up to the bottom of the bridge that crosses the river. and that's very close to the school. I guess it's right before the school day begins, so maybe Owen has just finished dancing practice. Do you want to describe maybe how that routine finishes off, and maybe if Esme is in your bad books or your good books right now?
So I think the dance practice ends with some stretching and coaching on stretching from Owen, telling the other dancers, like, oh, you need to stretch like this. You need an external rotation. That's bad for your rotator cuff. You have to do it like this. Especially Esme, as she's doing a let me see here, IT band stretch, he says, no, all right, this is not the ideal position, and kind of twists her ankle in such a way as, while making an adjustment, that it is painful. So it's not in my good graces. Esme is not my favorite at this point.
So are you shutting her down?
I sure can. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Rolling with cold.
And no other modifiers. Oh.
Okay. So.
Oh. All right.
So on a 7 to 9 on shutdown, they're shut down, right? So maybe she gets the signal, which is, I'm not very happy with you, I guess. You choose an option from that list. The list is, they lose a string on you. If they have no strings on you, gain one of them. They gain a condition, or you take one forward. So you get to choose one of them. And I think, so on a 7 to 9, you come across poorly and they give you a condition in return. So I'll think of the condition, and then you can think of the option.
I think she gets a condition, and it will be embarrassed. Does embarrassed seem like a reasonable condition?
Yeah. Sounds good for me. And I think it's going to be something like know-it-all in return. Maureen is watching this, right? Or does she stick around for this kind of wind down exercise?
I don't think I stick around for the stretching.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
just boring.
It's not exciting. Okay.
It's not pretty. Yeah, maybe as I wander off, do I run into Ajit?
Yeah. Can I ask one quick question? Is when Owen is displaying this kind of power against his clique, is he more restrained in that manner when he knows that Maureen is watching, or is this just how he is all the time?
I think he is more restrained. I think when it's just he and his gang, he's a little more forceful.
Okay. So yeah, you how do the two greet each other at the gates, or what what's the conversation like?
I think, do you walk here? Do you ride your bike?
Oh,
Ajit, I think. I left you
I
causing pain to your gang members.
think Ajit has a bike, yes. I like the idea of him coming by bicycle.
Probably like as you come up, you see me like walking toward the homeroom, I guess. And I just stop and like wait for you to lock up your bag and all that.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi, Marine. River is high today. Is that normal here? Is the normal here? I have no idea.
It's higher than it was. But a rising tide lifts all ships. That's what they say.
Okay. Well, I like spring. I hope it's pretty here. I've not seen it yet in Ireland.
Yes, it doesn't get too much warmer usually, but this winter was one of the bad ones, I think. Did you sleep well?
Oh. Yes, I dreamt of a forest.
What does it smell like?
Sunlight. Like sunlight on grass and in between the trees. What did you dream about? If that's not too personal.
No, it's all right. When you when you're underwater and you can see the light filtering down from a long way off and it's quiet. It was a good dream.
That sounds lovely.
But there are lovely things here too. I know it's hard to see them sometimes. I just came from watching Owen and his friends dancing. Have you seen them? They're good.
I have not. I have heard that they are dancing, yes, but watched them. Can anybody go? I didn't want to intrude.
I didn't ask.
Oh.
When I came. So I think it's okay.
Okay. I guess when are they practicing? I'll come with you if you don't mind.
It's every morning before school. So tomorrow.
Oh. Very disciplined. Okay. I'll come and watch this. I mean, I've heard that they are dancing, but nothing much more.
I'm curious, Owen. Do you have plans for this? Like, do you want to go be a star?
Oh, I bet he does. In the long term, yeah.
I think then, Ajit Marine says, like, yeah, they're going to they're gonna like go to England and they're going to be. I think they're going to be good, not just in Ireland.
Wow, what kind of dance are they doing? Is this more like a classical Latin stuff dance, or this river dance stuff, or something more modern?
I don't know. I don't know all the different kinds, but They're good, I can tell.
Okay, so what's the music?
I don't know the answer to these questions.
Sorry.
Modern stuff?
Okay.
So
If you come, you'll see.
Okay, then I will. Better to see for myself anyway.
So I think this kind of intense conversation gets interrupted by one of your classmates, a guy called Brendan. He's a bit of a jock, what we might call a gahead. So he plays Gaelic football. And he says, "Did I just hear you right? Is Owen like some kind of a dancer?"
They practice every day.
They practice
Yeah,
every
that
day.
makes them a dancer.
Okay, like ballet.
I don't know what kind it is.
Okay. So he kind of has a confused, blinking look in his face, like he doesn't quite know how to process this. Okay, well, every morning. I mean, that seems pretty extreme to me.
Well, I don't know.
Maybe they're just dedicated.
Maybe they are just dedicated. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, we only practice 3 times a week. Maybe we should be doing more.
Oh, you dance?
No, football. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, no. I don't even dance. Never mind practice dancing.
Maybe you should.
Really? Why? Like, why? I'm not going to like join Mockness or something.
Because it's beautiful.
Yeah, you wouldn't say that if you saw me dance.
Well, maybe you should practice then. I believe that there is something beautiful that you can dance to. Everybody has beauty in themselves.
I don't know. Does that feel like Ajit is trying to turn Brendan on?
No, he's just
No?
trying to affirm Brandon's belief in
Okay.
himself.
Okay. He's not convinced. But it's certainly on his mind. He might talk to someone else about what he's heard here. Who knows?
Is he on this list? I'm just wondering if I would have met him last time.
He is. He's on the classroom setup. But I don't think you would have met him last time.
Okay. Okay.
There was a connection with Aisling. He used to go out with her. And oh yeah. Owen, sorry, so Aisling's brother Owen tried to play the overprotective brother card, and he got his ass kicked by Brendan. So yeah, but he doesn't seem like a bully to you, though it seems like definitely in his. If you get on the wrong side of him, he could be, a little bit nasty, but he's not by default.
I think for the moment that goes completely over Marine's head.
Okay, yeah. So he wanders off to class, kind of shaking his head. He puts his earphones back on or whatever. Do you think that that we see Owen and his crew come out to be seen by the others at this stage, maybe? If they've finished their stretching, yeah.
I think so, yeah.
And I think Esme is walking kind of, or maybe hobbling a little bit ahead of the rest of the group. And
Okay.
she's not happy.
Well, these things happen. It's unfortunate, but that's part of working in a cult.
So when you see Ajit and Marine, do you wander over or wave, or what's the general interaction?
I think Owen will wander over, say hello, and ask Marine if she has any notes on the dance rehearsal this morning.
And like looking at what's your one with the injured foot?
Oh, that's Esme.
And like Marine looks at her and then looks at you and like, well, I mean, do you want me to tell you now?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I mean, these are my dancers. We would love some feedback.
Is there something going on with Esme and you?
Oh, no, it's strictly professional.
No, I mean, not like that.
Oh, you saw, I think I was a little over enthusiastic in correcting her form for her piriformis stretch, but it's important to get the right alignment if we want to make these jumps, if we want to make these holds. We have to keep our bodies as flexible and as limber as possible, and I think Esme had been falling behind.
That's too bad. She's the dance you did a couple weeks ago, where the way that she can move, I like watching it, and it's too bad.
She'll be fine. She just might need to ice herself a little bit when she has a chance.
But the music that you chose and the dance, it worked together very well.
Thank you. We really like kind of atonal, just non-melodic, harsh sounding. We call it noise music, but it's all the rage on the continent. All of the dancers I met in Paris were all about it.
It's so different.
Yeah, it accentuates our post-narrative aesthetic. Thank you for noticing. I picked it out myself.
Do you think I could try singing along to it sometime?
I don't know if that style is entirely conducive to singing.
I would like to pull on the string that I have on you.
All right.
experience points. If you let me try.
Okay. The worst that can happen is it will be a complete failure and everyone will be embarrassed. And so that's not
Oh,
bad.
I promise it won't be.
Oh, that's even better.
Would you mind if I tagged along to watch? I've heard great things about your dancing.
The more the merrier. I think you might enjoy it. I think both of you might enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to hearing some. I'm looking forward to hearing some singing at the next tomorrow morning, I guess, or we can talk about that later, maybe.
Okay, so that is bribe offered by Marine and accepted, right? So mark XP. Okay. Does Ajit want to do something apart from tagging along, or right now, or will we take?
No, I think right now, for right now, he's good with tagging along, but he looks over at Esme hobbling and at Owen telling that everything's fine and okayish, and he's wondering if that's the truth.
Okay. So I think we can arrange a scene to follow up on that. It's 10 o'clock here. So we take a break for 10 minutes. Does that suit? Or do you want 15? 10? Okay. So we'll come back around 10 past. Okay.
Hey, I did something to my loudspeaker thingies. Can you say something, please?
Hello.
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you, and I'm hearing you on the earbud. Perfect, thank you.
I realized there I made a offhand cultural reference to Mockness, which is like a street performance group in Ireland. So I just added a link in the chat for, they're really cool. And they are based in Galway, which is relatively close to where this game is set. So it wouldn't be beyond the bounds to, something to happen there. Anyway. So yeah, I think maybe it's immediately. What do you think for Ajit to catch up with Esme? Do you want that to happen straight away, or maybe later on in between classes or at lunchtime?
In between classes sounds fine, because I would want to catch her up without Owen watching over the conversation, because I have the feeling that if there's something to say that is honest, then it might come out better if I talk to her alone.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So let's maybe skip ahead to that. Maybe it's like a morning lunch break, maybe of 15 minutes or something, and she is sitting on a bench eating a banana or something, some kind of fruit.
Yeah, so I'll walk up to her and say, "Hey, mind if I join you?"
Sure, yeah. So she kind of scooches over on the bench a little bit, even though there was already plenty of space next to her.
I was wondering if you're okay. You were limping this morning.
Yeah, well, apparently I'm just not very good at stretching, so yeah, I think it's just like it's not even a sprain, it's like a strain, so I'll be okay.
That's good to hear. I was worried a bit because, I've heard of dancers hurting themselves just to impress others.
Well, I'm impressing nobody, that's for sure.
Well, I think you impressed Maureen. Maureen?
Maureen, yeah, okay. I didn't.
She told me how great you were, and I think she meant all of you.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just one person in the troupe, I think.
You sound sad.
No, it's my own fault. I should know better. Owen just wants us to be perfect,
Okay, I guess that's what everybody wants with dancing, right? Don't you want to be perfect?
Well, that's what I mean. He's just trying to make us better. And sometimes that means, we have to push ourselves.
Okay, then it's just, I don't know. I'm a stranger here and I don't know many people, and I have the feeling that there was some tension.
Well, listen, if you have to know, right? The Fannons used to be big here, right? They used to own everything, and that's no longer the case. And I'm not sure Owen can handle it.
But that he shouldn't take out on you.
I don't think he is taking it out of me. I'm just saying, if you want to know the lay of the land, that's what's going on in this town.
Oh, Okay, I guess, yeah, I'm sorry, I misinterpreted that. Thank you.
Okay, but the obvious inference is that you didn't misinterpret that. It's absolutely true, right?
Yeah, well, I'm not good at reading. I think I'm not that good at reading people lying to me or telling what they want me to hear, and I don't think there is a move for that. I mean, I don't want to gaze into the abyss right now just to find out what's going on.
Yeah, I mean,
and I don't want to pressure her into telling me anything she doesn't really want to.
Yeah, I mean, I guess she's like doesn't want to say anything bad about Owen.
That's okay, and that's
get back to him, right? So she's not.
Yeah, but she shouldn't gossip. But I mean, that's not what I'm after. I'm just looking to see if there's anything bad going on. But ask me if I stand up because I think the break's almost over. But if you need somebody to talk to, I mean, you don't know me very well, but I'd be here.
Okay, well, thanks. Yeah, I don't know what we. Yeah, I was gonna go down to the lake, after school, but now I can't because this ankle is gonna be a bit wonky for a while, so I'm not gonna do anything adventurous. But maybe tomorrow.
Okay. Very cool. Yeah, I'll leave her then. Maybe I'll walk her home later. I don't know yet.
Okay, cool. I think we should see Maureen. So I guess way back in your last visit to town, Maliki seemed, a little bit under pressure, but kind of sensitive and not at all a bad guy. That seems to have changed, right? You get a very different vibe off him when you've met him the last few times. So I'm wondering if we could put the two of you together for a scene.
Sure. And remind what playbook was he?
Oh, Maliki was the Serpentine.
Right. And there's something going on with the Fae too.
Yeah. Who was that? That was Oshin, right?
Some guy got killed by a Fae, or he was a Fae, or
the Maliki's older brother Eli killed a Fae. Yeah, with the axe in the head. Yeah, that's the type of people who are now in charge of this lovely town. Okay.
Yeah, sure. We're at school, so maybe as the camera sort of pulls back from that conversation on the bench, it just kind of floats over to some other part of the school.
So where does Maureen hang out during break?
Oh, we're not really near the water at all.
No, I mean it's you wouldn't have enough time.
I just remember being
to go to the lake. It's a bit further away. Maybe it's 10 or 15 minutes walk by itself. So.
Oh yeah, I was thinking the actual ocean.
Oh yeah, well that's.
I remember it being a bit of a walk.
Yeah.
Probably near some shrubbery.
Okay. Yeah.
Got some flowers on it or something.
Yeah, so maybe in the back of the school, there's a managed wild meadow kind of facing out onto the kind of bogland, and there's a lot of nice kind of native shrubs there as well. So it's somewhere kind of nice to sit around. And I think Maliki, is walking around. He is talking on his smartphone, and then he sees you, and he kind of, okay, bye, and then hangs up whoever he was talking to. Hey, I heard you were back.
Yes.
Because you had so much fun here last time.
No, they sent me back.
They sent you back. That's harsh.
Oh. Would you like some fish? I got like a pack of like dried fish.
Okay.
It smells like fish.
So I'm thinking usually people around here kind of turn their nose up at that kind of stuff, but Maliki seems to have no such reservations. The stinkier the fish, the better.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. I've never been better. I mean, you don't know what it was like to live under the thumb of the Fanons in this place. They were so haughty, so controlling. Nothing happened in this town without their say so. And now that's no longer the case.
I remember some of that.
Not to say we don't have our problems, but
Are things better now? Sometimes it seems like it might be, but I think it might just be that Owen sort of keeping that back a little, like you did a bit before.
I mean, he'll get used to it. And there's a bit of a smirk that he doesn't even try to hide.
Who was that just now? If I can ask, I mean, on the phone?
Oh, my mom. She is, checking up on things. Are you checking up on me?
I think they'd like me to, but no, I'm just glad you came through everything all right.
Well,
I'm sorry that I left when I did. I don't think I could have been a lot of help.
yeah, I mean, you got to look after yourself, right? I mean, some people think that's selfish, but I think you can't do any good to anyone if you've
Dead.
got an axe in your head. Yeah, that.
Maybe.
Maybe. Well, we can all be good people. So some of us just have to pretend.
You're not pretending.
I don't know whether you mean that in a bad way or a good way, Maureen.
Are you?
Pretending? Of course I'm pretending.
Not to be a good person.
Oh, no, I'm...
I don't remember you being a bad one.
Oh, well, this is the new me. I mean, I'll pretend to be a good person if that's what makes you happy. Or you want me to pretend to be a bad person because you think I'm good?
I don't. I just. Last time you were almost the only good thing here. And I hope that's still true of the first part of it anyway.
Well, I hope things here will be a lot better your second time around.
I can't tell if you mean that.
If Eli even thinks of touching you, I'll kill him.
Sorry, remind me who Eli is.
Eli is the his elder brother with the axe.
Okay, I don't think I ever knew that.
No, you
It
didn't.
happened so suddenly, yeah. Yeah, just who's Eli?
My brother, big and muscular and my
Is he
mother's
the one
favorite son. Who, choppy. Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, if he looks at you sideways, let me know. And that won't happen again.
You're not pretending.
Oh, I'm deadly serious.
I mean, you're not pretending to be a good person. Because you are.
I've just promised to kill my brother for you. Is that something a good person would do?
It feels good.
Okay, well, I guess the jury will have to stay out for a while. Is that
I think like
place
we
cut?
hear like the bell or something.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go over to Owen and see what you've been up to. I guess if it's break, you could be hanging out with some of your crew, or you could just be hanging out with classmates. What do you think?
I think maybe just classmates right now. I think I've got a sort of between periods snack that is protein rich and full of cruciferous vegetables.
So is there anyone in class who kind of hangs out with you, is a similarly similar in their culinary tastes, or doesn't, hangs out with you anyway?
No, I that's a fine question. Maybe maybe I happened to run into is it Brendan? Who we had wasn't involved, but there was a conversation earlier.
Yeah, so maybe you share the same kind of healthy eating shtick for your various athletic pursuits.
Yeah.
So I think maybe he opens by saying, I didn't know you were still dancing. I thought that was just a phase.
I took a break for a little while, but I couldn't stay away. It's what I do. That's where I went for my time away. I went to study and learn from people. I visited school in Paris and did a trip to Berlin for a week or two, It's very cool.
Okay. So did you get up to anything else? Anything dodgy?
Oh, yes. Yeah, plenty of dodgy stuff. We, there's learned about all kinds of good street drugs. Tried one, and it was terrible. That's about it. I think I had two. I had a bad night on a party drug after a night at the club, and after that it was just mostly studying.
Well, if you need to hook up with something, I have a line. So, you remember Regan?
I do.
Okay, so she like disappeared, right? With well, I think she was like with Malachi and with Ashling and like well, obviously Malachi's back and he doesn't know what happened to her, but yeah, I don't know. But anyway, I got a line on Regan's old stash, and I mean, she's not using it, so I was thinking, we could maybe have a party, to celebrate your return.
I think that sounds great. That sounds wonderful. Yeah. Do you mind if I invite the
troop?
The troop. Yep. Sorry, I was going to be more specific, but let's just say the troop.
Sure. I mean, if we can trust them to keep their mouth shut, we don't want the Gardaí to be busting us up.
Well, I think I've been trying to teach them the art of discretion.
Okay. Discretion. Yeah. Yeah. We'll start at the details, but I mean, you want to invite anyone else? I mean,
I sure do. Yeah, and I will list off a handful of people, including Maureen and Ajit, but not limited to those. They are sort of buried in the mix.
Okay. So, it's going to be like a relatively small affair, maybe a 10 or dozen, which will obviously balloon on the night. So maybe, I don't know what day it is. Maybe it's Wednesday or Thursday, and this is for Friday night or something.
Perfect.
Okay, cool. Back to my kale. That's what I'm saying to myself. This better be worth it when the season starts.
Have you ever thought about taking up some arts in? I'm saying that dance can be helpful in developing certain grace on the football field. It's not unusual for American football players to be put through a round of ballet. We don't do ballet. But if you would ever be interested in subbing in our dance troupe, I wouldn't mind giving you a lesson or two.
Okay. Just as long as there's no audience of people who can speak.
We can probably arrange that. And okay. I'm not sure if I'm trying to turn him on right now. I think I am.
If in doubt, let's roll.
That's all right. Still getting used to this. Shoot. Character sheet, and I'm gonna, fantastic. I'm gonna roll plus hot, which is not great. Submit. And Oh, that is a fail. That's a full-on fail.
Okay. So, yeah. Let me think. So he I don't know, he looks a bit he's not entirely sold on this whole idea. He's probably heard it before. You know, some people have said to him, you know, it can help with coordination and, you know, body awareness and all that kind of stuff. But he doesn't buy it. But yeah, he kind of goes away, kind of shaking his head and muttering to himself, like he doesn't quite get it. Yeah, so you might find, you know, at tomorrow's dance practice, we'll have a little surprise at that, I think. Okay.
Seems fair.
Yeah. Okay, so let's have, I think we want some kind of a discussion in classroom with everyone together, maybe as waiting for your teacher, or maybe waiting in a classroom in between teachers. Yeah. So where does everyone sit? We look at the classroom on roll 20. There's a bunch of empty seats. So you just tell me, or we can drag a picture in for you at a later stage. But where does Owen sit?
I want to say Owen might sit right across the aisle from Ashley.
Okay, yeah.
So next to this handsome young man in the beige Henley shirt.
Okay, next to Phelan. Yeah, you should see the name tag now. Okay. And how about Ajit?
Well, his natural inclination would be to sit in the front because he has nothing to hide, but actually he does have something to hide, which is himself. And the whole reason he's in this tiny little village is not to stand out, so I guess he would sit next maybe to Orla or at the empty table in the back.
Okay. So, yeah, whichever you prefer.
I think I would. It would be weird not to sit next to Orla. I will sit next to Orla. I don't know her, but maybe she's nice.
Okay.
She probably is.
I mean, everyone is nice, right?
Except for unicorn hunters, maybe.
Yeah. And how about for Marine?
I'm Ashling. Unless they let me choose where I sit.
Well, you know, they don't. This is just where you sit. You know, it's just, I'm letting the players decide where you want to sit because that's more interesting. Okay, so across the way from Tig and just behind Ashling. Okay, cool. And behind Maliki, of course. So in this class, you have Miss Murray, who does history, and then she also like takes classes on environmental science. She led the kind of expedition into Westport on that, to deliver that notice with all of those signatures that were collected by Ashling last time out. So she's, interested in the environment and stuff. Yeah, I think you chat to Orla, Ajit. Yeah, she seems like not too bad. She's interested and kind of asking some questions, but not too nosy about like the kind of stuff that you like, where you're from, and everything like that. So, normal levels of small town curiosity about outsiders, blow-ins. I think she, if you tell her that the odd time you go into Westport to eat there, she might be interested to tag along.
I will advise her that the food I like is very spicy compared to what you eat here. I'm sure you're aware of that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can experiment.
Okay.
So I think Miss Murray is going to hijack this lesson to talk about the bypass. I think there's been some kind of trouble in the council. I think they might be going ahead with it now after all. I don't know. I thought we had...
That bypass is something bad, I imagine, for the environment, right? Because they usually are.
They're going to build a huge road and they're going to, like go through that like big wood to the south of town, and they're going to knock down that or drive through that ferry fort, and it's going to be a lot of trouble.
Yeah, it doesn't sound.
Roads?
Hmm?
Who needs these big roads? There's enough.
I don't know. I mean, is there so much traffic that wants to come here?
Yeah,
or where is the bypass? Oh, yeah, it doesn't seem like it. Where is the bypass supposed to go anyway?
Exactly.
And usually you make these bypasses if there is too much traffic in a town. But Ballhir seems rather quiet.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me.
No, I mean, I've not been here long, but I'm certainly willing to do something if we go on kind of sit-ins or demonstrations or something.
I mean, the worst traffic jam I've seen in this town is like when the McDermott's herd of sheep got caught at the crossroads.
Yeah, but I don't think the bypass is meant for sheep. That would be weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to blame politicians and corruption and something, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably that. It's usually that. Probably somebody's interested in making a lot of money, and well, if you can make a lot of money, then suddenly things get moved that shouldn't be.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, here's hoping we don't have a lesson. We can talk about the real world.
Well, what is that? What's she teaching history? And that's the real world, isn't it?
Yeah, but I don't know. I guess.
I'm just saying. I mean, I'd be more interested in in contemporary politics as well.
That's fair. Maybe if our parents stopped voting for the same people every time, things would be different.
Can hardly comment on that.
Oh well.
But I heard there was some sort of upset recently. Power structures, or I don't know.
Oh, so like she kind of lowers her voice, even though she is nowhere near, um, uh, nowhere near the Fanons. Um, well, so everything in this town used to be run by the Fanons, like Owen and Ashling and people like that. Um, and then something happened, like Saoirse, who was Malachi's sister, disappeared. And everyone says she like got killed by one of the Fanons. And then the Fanons and the Moors arranged for this like handover of power in order to keep whoever did it out of jail.
That's a lot of speculation there.
Well, you asked me what happened, so I'm
Yeah.
telling you what I think happened.
Yeah, thank you, but no, I hate this. Some people say, other people say this. You never know where you are, right? Can you make decisions when you don't really know the truth? Is there a school paper?
I don't know, but there should.
Yeah, there should be a school paper.
Are we going to start a school paper?
You want to help me?
Sure. But
yeah.
I'm not sure if, like, how sure of something do we have to be before we can print it?
We can print the truth, not gossip, not speculation.
Okay. It might be an empty newspaper then.
We'll see.
Okay. Yeah. I think you should be our editor because, you have a clear vision of what's fit to print.
Yeah. I guess let's see where we go with this, but yeah, let's do it. I like it.
We might even get like access to the school like printer or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, we have to. Do we have to print it or have it just an online thing, blog thing?
Yeah, it should be a blog because, like, who even buys newspapers these days?
Yes, and it's not good for the environment anyway to print out so much stuff and then everybody just throws it away again anyway.
Yeah.
Who cares can read the blog?
Should be a blog or something, a newsletter, maybe a email newsletter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can sign up for it. It's good. Great idea.
Was that your idea? That wasn't my idea.
I don't know. It was our idea, I guess.
Okay. So, I think we should have Aisling not be at class today for some strange reason. Phelim and Owen, what's the deal here?
I don't know. Let me see here. I think they are acquaintances. How far are we into this school year?
I think it is March. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's pretty far in, and just close enough now that say end of year exams are looming.
Oh.
But that's in June, so you'll be fine.
Right. They have just by the luck of the seating chart had to work on several assignments together, so they have developed a rapport. I'm sure at some point Owen has tried to seduce this young man into performing arts, and I don't think it worked at that point.
Was Phelim's kind of lack of commitment to the troupe more like a bunch of excuses or a real reason, or just couldn't be bothered?
I think couldn't be bothered. I think just that's not really something I'm interested in. I've got I don't know, chess club that I have to worry about.
Okay. So he is, I think, doodling. He's got like a, a chess puzzle on his scratch pad that he's trying to work out. And he's kind of talking about nonsense with you. Maybe the next school project that is due for next week. He's done some of the work, but he's kind of trying to do anything but. Have you done it, Owen?
I have. I'm busy.
Oh yeah. We are busy people with busy lives. I mean, I don't know how they expect us to get any of this work done.
Right. I mean, you are so good at this class, and I've done some of the reading, but I've fallen a bit behind, and I wonder if you would like to have a study session after, well, not maybe not after school, but I have a shift at the pub, but maybe later in the evening to go over some of this material. Because I'm frankly I'm a bit over my head.
I mean, who even cares about Ballhir's constitution? I mean, that thing is like 100 years old. It can't possibly be important.
Exactly. I don't know. Is that the chapter we were supposed to work on?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. So it turns out I have not done as much of the reading as I thought I had done. I will need to catch up on that, and maybe we can get together for a intense study session. Honestly, I did not realize I was this far behind. What you keep playing with this thing? What is that? What is that thing? Is that a checkerboard?
Chess. Oh, and chess. It's like the real game.
So who are you playing against?
I mean, this is like a recorded chess game from like 1978. Some crazy Russian guy.
Huh. You see, your mind works in such fascinating ways. This is why I think like you are really in the lead on this project, and I am so happy to have you as a project mate.
I see what you've done there. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So if Miss Murray asks, the important thing to do is to get bogged down in Articles 2 and 3 of the Constitution. And if you just keep asking awkward questions about that and what they really mean in this modern Ireland, I think you'll avoid any real questions from her. I mean, for this class, obviously not for the project. We can't, stymie her that way for the project.
Right. The project will require some real work.
Yeah. But this will get you out of jail for today's class.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'll. Hey. By the way, this is a silly question for me to ask about someone in my own family. Do you have any idea where Aisling is? Is she sick? It's just odd.
Well, she's been really kind of strange lately, right? Have you found that? She's been like one thing one day, and the next day she's like a completely different person. It's like I don't know, either like two Ashling famines in the world, and one of them decides to get out of bed one morning, and the other one stays in the closet or something. I don't know.
I think I'd know if my cousin was a set of identical twins.
No, but like she's so different every day. I just don't know how to read her. So maybe she's, I don't know. I haven't seen her this morning. Is
No.
the short answer.
All right, then. We have a date at some point soon. We need to go, and if you'd like to come to mine, we can study the second and third articles of the Constitution, or I can come to yours if you'd like. Or if you like, my shift at the pub is not the closing shift. You could come and have a pizza or some chips, and we could work on this fairly well into the evening.
I mean, they're going to kick me out at like 8 or 9 o'clock anyway out of the pub. So
Well,
I'm sure you can handle. You can
right,
work something out.
The friend of the family, you'll be fine.
Okay. I'll drop into the pub in the evening, right?
In the evening.
Yeah, cool. So, Maureen, you're off there in the corner. Are you going to try to talk to Maliki a bit more, or are we going to talk to Tig? So sorry, actually, while I remember, Tig is another cousin. He's like a second cousin of yours, Owen. He's like further away from Ashling on the family tree.
You did invite us, or get us invited to some party, Owen?
I did, yeah.
I think I'd probably like lean forward and start talking to you. You're sitting just kitty corner. Here.
Hey, what's up? What?
Oh, nothing's up.
Oh, are you? Oh, sorry. Go.
What? Nothing. I talked to Maliki a little earlier today. And like, she's like right there, so.
Oh, what? I'm sorry, what?
I think this is all just in an extremely quiet whisper. Because Maliki is sitting right there.
Right. Yeah. Hi. And I sort of wave at Maliki, and yeah, he's right. Yeah, there's not even a person in between he and I. So do you think you'll be able to make the celebration on Friday evening?
I think so, yeah.
All right, it's going to be fun. I hear that Brendan has gotten has a line on some libations, on some cool things to have at some good things for parties.
You mean drinks?
I don't know. I think you can probably put them in drinks if you want. Oh, that sounds creepy. It's going to be a really cool party.
Well, I can come. I think I don't have any other plans. I wanted to ask you about something that Maliki said. Because your family used to be in charge, I guess, and you weren't here for any of that. But I don't know. I guess I'm just wondering if you're okay with the way things are now, or not?
It's a new development. I'm not overjoyed, but things are a little more difficult. But I've found out that I can make okay money by working, and that's nice to know, and that helps my family. And it's I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy about it. I think it was a lot easier before I left, and before everything shifted around. And now everything just feels different. And it's just a lot more difficult. But I have met new people like you. And that's good.
So, overall, you're okay? How things are?
Oh, can you say that again? You're breaking up just a touch.
So, overall, you're okay with how things are?
If I could make it go in the other direction, I would give that strong consideration. If I could fix it so it would be like it. Oh, there's no way to say this well. If I could fix it such that things would return to how they were before, I would work very diligently on that.
So I think that gets a reaction from Malachi. He is not really interested in the conversation till maybe you drop the tone of your voice because you're being a bit careful, and that attracts his attention because it's a conversation you're trying to hide. And he looks over.
What are you looking at more?
Someone who's trying to raise the dead. You can't go back, man.
I'm having a private conversation with this person who I've met recently.
Dude, do you need an introduction? Will I introduce you to Maureen? Have you forgotten her name? Is that it?
We know each other. I go to his dance practices.
Yeah, she's going to sing at our dance recitals.
I think this we gotta see.
Fantastic. If you'd like to come to the recital, which is in the future, you're more than invited. In fact, we'll save you a front row seat.
Wonderful. So I think the general hubbub in the room kind of quietens down when Malachi starts speaking, and his kind of tone is pretty obvious to everyone. What does Ajit think of Malachi, I wonder?
Is it audible what he's saying?
Yeah, I think he is having this conversation in a normal voice.
Okay. Well, Ajit will lean back and say to Orla, there are a lot of undercurrents here, and I'm looking really forward to seeing where they come from and where they go. Don't you?
Yeah, I mean, Maliki used to be like the least Moor, if you know what I mean. You know, he was
No, I
kind
don't.
of okay. Like he was kind of nice and sweet sometimes if he thought no one was paying attention. And
Okay.
like the last while, he's been like classic Moor. You know, he's been really cold and calculating and a bit of a dick.
Okay. Well, I don't know him. I don't know any of you all that well. I'll see. I won't judge people on what somebody else tells me. I'm sorry to say that. I mean, I like talking to you, Orla, but a lot of this is just like he used to be and he may be and this and that, and I can't work with that. I can't. I'm sorry. I cannot work with the truth.
Well,
That's
I'm just
all I'm
saying
about.
what I've noticed.
I know what you, yeah, thank you for that. So it's your truth. Wonder what his is.
Well, yeah, he he used to have a thing. Well, okay, see now I am gossiping. You keep asking these
Yeah,
questions, and I want to tell you, but it's like impossible. Ugh.
yeah, it's impossible to say something that's really true and not just something you have heard from somebody else, right? I know that's hard. I feel it's worthwhile.
Anyway, I don't like him, but you know, see how you.
Yeah, I don't know him, but I like you, I guess.
Yay!
So, if it doesn't come through, I'm sorry, but I like you, Paula. I'm glad I'm sitting next to you.
No, I mean it's kind of cool, right? You like have standards, and you know that's cool.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think Miss Murray comes in, and the kind of chatter eventually dies down, and um, Maliki probably says something like, "Well, I'll see you tomorrow morning, and I look forward to hearing you sing, Maureen."
You heard me before. Once.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to hearing you sing. Exactly. I mean, it might make me feel greedy. I might want you.
Sorry, I'm a lot of typing. Is that
Oh, sorry, that's me. I'm sorry.
you good? Yeah, I think I give him a look like, what is that supposed to be?
Indeed. Do you want to? Are you?
I think she just looks uncomfortable.
Okay. Okay. Do you want to keep your cool, or is it less?
Yeah, actually, yeah. That seems like the most appropriate thing. I haven't actually rolled yet so far. Okay. Wait. Partial success. 7.
Okay, so
I forgot to see what I was afraid of.
yeah. Well, you can rewind and tell us now.
I think that Maliki, who is like legitimately the only not horrible thing to happen to me last time, he's going to be a horrible thing to me this time.
Okay. So on a 7 to 9, I think what's the best way that you could be vulnerable or back down? Yeah, I think you can. I think you could show him this vulnerability in order to make a connection with him, or you could try to kind of shut yourself down and not show anything to him at all. I think that's your kind of choice.
That's interesting. I think I'll go for, I guess, going for keeping my cool and trying to make this connection.
Okay.
What do I say? That's the way that Ashlyn used to talk, not you. I don't. I think you are a good person, but I want you to stay that way and not be like her.
So I think that seems to knock him a little bit off center. And I think he's about to say something after thinking about it for too long. And then Miss Murray comes into the class, and that's it gone, right? He doesn't get a chance. Okay. So we got 15 minutes left on the clock. Do we want to have a quick closing scene in the after school for everyone? I think we have a Phelim and Owen scene of study lined up if you want to play through that. How about Marine and Ajit? Any ideas, or you just hanging out?
Going swimming?
Going swimming? Okay. In the lake, or are you going to make the trek to the sea?
Oh, I don't think I knew specifically the things were happening around the lake, so I'd be okay with going there.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch you there.
Do you want to go to the lake after school?
Yeah, sure. Love to.
Okay. I'm going to think about that, and we'll do the Phelim Owen scene first. Okay. So yeah, I think he kind of calls into the pub maybe, I don't know, 15 or 20 minutes before your shift ends. It's a Thursday night. So it's relatively busy, right? You might get he might get a seat, or he might just be kind of talking to maybe an older sibling who's in college and is back for the weekend early or something like that. Someone who can, legitimately be drinking beer in the pub, and he's maybe hanging out there. So yeah, when your shift ends, you can kind of grab him, and maybe there's a back room or something like that is usually reserved for functions that you can study in or something like that.
That sounds good. I'll grab him. I'll say, Phelim. Oh, hey, Phelim. You came. Good. Come back here. There's you guys. He's fine. He's from school. He can come back. This is our break room. There's I think there should be some hot chips available if you'd like. And I think we may have some other food or drink if you'd like anything to drink.
So like a pint of Guinness, is that what I'm hearing? We can get something on the sly.
I'd wager that we can get a pint of Guinness. Yeah.
Excellent.
All right, and I sort of I give one of my older siblings a sort of wink and a nod, and he kind of knows that's, oh, okay, oh, all right, and slides me up.
For all they know, you could be doing table service, and you like come up with the money and get 2 pints or something like that. That's fine. They know what's really going on, but
yeah,
it's not unusual.
Right. Well, great. Did you bring the textbook?
Yeah, and I have I guess he's got a laptop, so he has his kind of existing project work here, and it's I think it's mostly done, and there's a couple of sections which are just skeletons. So yeah, I mean it's work in progress.
This is great. This is fantastic. This gives us something to work with. All right. Should we split up the late? This is speaking as Dan, this is my nightmare. I'm suddenly working on a project I have no idea about.
So I think, you can kind of split up the work, or you can do kind of combination, and then it's a question of how much do you need to change in order not to be caught. Or no, you said it was a group project, right, initially?
Yeah.
So you're totally legitimately working on this together. Okay. Yeah, I think it's better to work on it together, and then because otherwise the last section just won't get done because I hit a bit of a brick wall.
Oh, okay. The last section should be something I focus on.
Yeah. So maybe if you break ground, I'll come in, and it'll be easier to to work on something that's already been started.
That sounds great, and I can take some of the labor off of your hands, so you can feel free to go out with your girlfriend, or boyfriend, or whoever you're dating, and that this will free up some of your time, and I'm happy to help with that.
So we should we cut to the chase and make that a turn-on roll?
Yep.
Because you're fishing.
Yeah, let's. All right. right, and character sheet. There we go. And yes. Oh. And that is, wow. Wow.
Really good at this.
Yep. That's a 2. Fantastic.
So I think what we see is that maybe obviously not what Owen sees, but what we as the audience see is Phil misses this kind of line of questioning entirely. But we know he is intensely attracted to Owen. And he like expected something to happen, but nothing did, right? So, you know, he kind of, we're talking about work and, you know, you have a girlfriend and he kind of shakes his head and he just goes back to work and he just doesn't notice any of this kind of subtext.
Yeah.
And maybe like, I guess the question from Owen's point of view is like, how does he take what looks like this really cold rebuff?
Oh, yeah, no, I think Owen feels as though he's been shut down, as though like this is a definitive no, not interested, stick to business. So a little bit mortified.
Okay.
There is a history of this having worked in the past. It just has not worked at all today.
No plan survives contact with the dice. That's what I say. Okay. So let's cut across to Maureen and Ajit at the lakeside.
I don't know if Sarah's back yet.
Yep.
Oh.
So I think, you know, a week ago, this lake was entirely frozen over, right? And the thaw has set in and there's not very much ice left. There's maybe a couple of, you know, icy sections in the middle of the lake, but otherwise, you know, it's back to its balmy 1 degrees, you know, or whatever. You know, it's a rocky kind of lakeside, you know, there's some fallen logs and there's an old pier that's kind of a bit rotten and probably not safe, but most people, when they do things, they just, if they go swimming, they just walk out from the shoreline.
Yeah, Marine's like taking off her shoes, rolling up her pants.
Are we going to swim?
Well, I'm going to.
Okay. Okay.
You've done before.
Huh?
You've done before. I know you can.
Okay, I guess. So, yeah. Putting off my shoes. Stripping down my jacket.
So what's Marine's approach to the swimming? Does she just like strip off and just walk in, or how does she deal with it?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like even without her seal skin, like it still feels more like home than walking around does. Like the cold won't be a problem. So yeah, like down to underwear and just walking in, leaving in.
And how does Ajit react to that?
Well,
would this be a turn on?
Yeah, I think it is. I feel
like you
a
were
turn
maybe
on.
a little bit. It felt like you were maybe a little bit hesitant to go swimming too.
Yeah, but I mean, swimming, it's maybe a bit cold. But hey, going to swim with you, that sounds nice. So yeah, I said I would go, so I will.
That's an 8.
Cool. So
String or one from below?
I promise you something that I think you want. What do I think you want? I think you really want to go swimming, actually. That's what I think. And that's why I tell you, I will always go swimming with you, Marin. Wherever that takes us.
Then take off your shoes.
I have. I will.
Okay.
I take off my shoes, take off my jacket, strip down to my underwear, and I go in. Follow you. Hopefully not drowning myself in the process.
You can swim, right?
Yeah. Ajit can swim.
Okay.
But he's not a selkie, though. Oh, wait. Are there fish in this lake?
Did you take the talking to animals move?
Yes, I did. Are there fish in this lake?
There probably are. Although, yeah, there's going to be fish in the lake, even if there's been a big freeze. Yeah. So I think it's freshwater lake. So there'll be like some perch and maybe some pike and other other surly fish, I think, are in here, brown trout and such. So when you kind of go below the surface, when you dive in first, there's I guess the shock of this cold water hitting your system, and maybe near the bottom of the lake, within hand's breadth, there's a pike sitting there, so to speak, on the lake bed, looking up at you, wondering, what on earth is there a unicorn doing in my lake?
And I think that's something that Marine can hear too, right? Because they.
I mean, I'm a selkie, but I feel like this is your move, so I'm gonna say no.
No, I think that's what the move does. The move makes animals being able to talk, and everybody can hear that.
I guess the question is, can Marine understand fish, right?
Yeah, I think that's kind of, let me look up the move. When I'm near them, animals can converse in human speech. Each has an animal's worldview, so their thoughts and advice may be strange and disturbing, but they speak in human speech, and I think Marin can understand human speech, so she should be able to understand it.
Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, I hadn't thought of it that way, but that seems like entirely fair.
It's a Disney move.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so yeah, this pike suddenly starts talking, English in a strange Mayo accent. Not a strange Mayo accent, a completely normal Mayo accent. That sounds exactly like everyone else from around here. Yeah. Oh, well, the humans are swimming in the lake again. Things must be back to normal. That dragon ain't eating them anymore, I suppose.
Dragon, okay. I mean, I can't talk back because we're underwater and I need air anyway. So I wave at the pike and then I'll go up and look at Marine. If she's
Yeah. On the surface.
I'll look at her and say, "What dragon?" You mean?
I don't know. I come to the lake before, but that wasn't any part of.
I mean,
I didn't know about that part of things.
there was something in the lake, right? Something that wanted Marine. Something that, remember, Ashling tempted with your pelt.
Right, vaguely.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, this is what you were running away from, right? I think.
I think I was running away from like the killer fame boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know there's a dragon here, or was.
Well, that's what the fish said.
You can understand them.
Yeah, it's part of what I am.
You don't.
I'm not exactly all that. Since we're in the lake together, I guess I can show you. And I push back my hair, and you can see on the top of his forehead there is a golden, like a little flower or something, tattoo, and it's glowing.
And like I think like reaching out to touch it because that's pretty.
Yeah, cool. I think there's a kind of tingle or something. It's like almost like you touch something more substantial than just a tattoo.
What is it?
It's a horn. I'm a unicorn.
I have. Owen has it right now, but he's keeping it safe. But when I have it, I can become something else. A seal.
Oh, wow. And are you a seal or a human? Or both?
More seal. But I can take it off and put the skin on instead. Sometimes.
It's a very pretty skin.
Having feet helps.
Yes, I can imagine. But I would like to see the other one day, if you would show me.
I think I'm gonna really keep my cool here.
What are you afraid of?
That showing you will like it's a secret, and like knowing it, and like maybe you'll take advantage of it in a way that I would rather you not. Like, can I trust you? I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Seven. How many actions leave me vulnerable?
I think maybe, if you show someone your true form, maybe the same hunters who had previously hunted him will find out about you.
Fair.
or at least this is the kind of how the fear might be made manifest. You know?
Mhm.
And she hesitates and then shakes her head and says, I don't know if that's a good idea.
Well, neither do I. There are people after me. I'm not here because the air is so great.
I'm sorry. I think I have to go.
Yeah, me too. It's pretty cold.
Just swim and put my clothes back on.
Mm. So do I.
Okay.
Cool.
I think we can end the scene there and end the session.
Yeah.
I'll stop recording and then we can have a quick debrief.